with you a few things I wished I knew before I got to know about them. Like, I wish I knew about these things earlier. I wished I knew that not all critics matter. See, in life, people are bound to criticize you. It is left for you, in the quietness of your spirit, to analyze what they tell you and actually find out the one that is true and the one that is a lie. Look, sometimes our pride as humans will not allow us to actually accept that this person is saying the truth. We'll be like, Look, when you go down in the quietness of your spirit, you know when someone is telling you the truth and when the person is lying. I wish I knew the power of smiling, like the power of smile, the effective power of smile and greeting. I will share an experience with you. Sometime during my National Youth Service, I happened to serve with the military. And I happened to serve in a military school. Now, I had this military woman who was always positioned at the gate. That was her point of duty. She wasn't a smiling type, like you pass her and you're like, "Good morning, ma." She'll be like, "Okay." So, and I always took that route. Like, I had to always use the gate whenever I am passing, whenever I'm going to the military school. Anyway, I made it a point of duty to always greet the woman, whether she responded or not. So each time when I greeted her, she would be like, "Okay." But then I always smile and greet her and go my way. But then something happened one day. There was this order that no one should cross the gate. No corps member should cross the gate wearing a short skirt. That in fact, from the next week, that every corps member should ensure that they wear long skirts. Now, one of those days on Friday, one of those Fridays, I was coming back from school. I met her and she called me. I came, I was surprised. I came and then she spoke in pidgin. You know, say, now you be one of the few corps members who get sense. I was just looking at her. Okay? She told me that some corps members were always feeling like they were the most educated, blah, blah, blah. Well, I was still staring at her. So she now told me that an order has been given that no corps member should leave this gate wearing a short skirt. Mind you, I served in the northern part of the country. Okay, so I thanked her. I was surprised. She told me the order will be effective from next week. So, but then next week, I went, as I was coming to school, I totally forgot about what she told me. It escaped my mind. Not until I got to the gate, to the checkpoint, and I met other female corps members there standing. She was giving them an order to go back and change their skirts. I came there and she was so angry. She told me, I thought I told you that no more wearing of short skirts. Mind you, my skirt wasn't short, but it wasn't a long one, the one they wanted. So I had to beg her, and believe me, I was the only person she allowed to go to school. Others had to go back and change. That is the effective power of smile and greeting. Sometimes you might not like people, sometimes you might not like the way their faces look, but just make it a point of duty to just greet them and go your way. Okay, I wish I knew God was all in all. Yeah, believe me, I know now, but I wish I knew earlier on. Like, I wish I had given my life to Christ earlier on before I did. Now I give my life to Christ when I in my first year when I got to school, I met a set of wonderful people. My fellowship was one of the best things that happened to me in school. In fact, it was one of the best things that has happened to me in life. And so, but I wish I probably had given my life to Christ, probably maybe in my secondary school days or earlier on. Believe me, I would not have made some of the mistakes I made. Another thing I wish I knew was I wish I knew the importance of being bilingual. Now let me tell you something. I never took it serious. For some of us who are always like, I don't like that language. How can I be learning that kind of language? You're a student and you're Igbo by tribe. And somehow you find yourself schooling in Yoruba land. Hello, learn that language. You never can tell where it will help you. I will tell you what made me have another mindset, like change my mindset about being bilingual. One of those days I was traveling by road and I met this lady in the bus. At first we got communicating, we were using pidgin. So we were talking, not until some Yoruba guys beside us started talking. She joined the conversation. Okay. I was like, maybe she's Yoruba. Then I said something in Igbo. She replied, okay. Like, I couldn't just tell her tribe. She could speak Yoruba, she could speak Hausa, she could speak Igbo, and she could speak Akwa Ibom. So guys, no matter where you find yourself in the midst of another group of people with a different language, hello, learn that language. It is very important. Another thing I wished I knew was that I wished I knew that people are bound to betray you in life. Like friends are bound to mess up. They are bound to betray you. I used to be this kind of person that used to trust a lot. Like when I trust you, like I can just like leave everything about me to you. But then I learned the hard way and it was not funny. So I wish I knew, like I knew that people were bound to betray. Like I wish I knew that trust was an expensive attribute to give to anyone. It would have actually helped me brace up for the challenges ahead. Like it would have actually helped me to have an open mind about anyone I meet in life, so that when people do things, when they do their thing, I'll just be like, wow, this person is human. What were you expecting? And finally, I wish I knew that shouting was never the best way to win an argument. Yes. One of those days during my National Youth Service, I had a corps member, a colleague of mine who was also a corps member, who pissed me off one of those days, and she just got me angry. And me, I was just shouting and shouting and shouting. Not until the woman who was in charge of corps members in my place of primary assignment had to tell me, my friend, shut up, you're shouting. And believe me, it landed me a query that day. But then after I must have calmed down, I went to the woman and I apologized. And then she told me, look, yes, the girl was at fault, but your approach was bad. Shouting would never have solved any problem. And believe me, from that day, I learned that shouting was never the best approach to win an argument.